you're not going to be able to paint forever. You know what I mean? So the legacy you live behind, even if you're one of the greatest writers to like not be in no gallery or no shit like that, like I can't even think of like good, really great artists that transition from being graffiti writers to just straight artists. All of them kind of like evolved and found a way out of the street, which I want all artists to do. It's not hard. Like some of the most fucking talented writers, Presley, get right here.
Smash Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Cerbavelli, back in the place to be, La Merca Superior, Palace 81 Studios. We are live in effect, live and direct. It's your boy Mr. 9 times testing the levels out in this fucking thing. I'm sorry if you couldn't quite hear me clearly fucking a little bit ago, because we are on some Cracker Jack ass shit. It's just me running the show. Today's mathematics, we have wisdom and God all being born to born. So we must use our God-given wisdom to bring about positive energy into our cipher. That is what being that's what born is all about. So we must use our wisdom, the things we learn from our knowledge that was given from God, to bring about into existence peace, positivity, and prosperity. Peace. Today's drip check, we have the Bright Mandarin Air Max 95 OGs, 514s, Presley, Somos Leones, Invisible, Imperial, fucking white tee. And yeah, man, it was a great Christmas weekend. Today I have work, so I wanted to get this out there for y'all. I did the last episode last night in my car, and today I wanted to give it like the topics, right? So last night was the fucking last episode was the kind of the heavier shit, and then today I want to have like a little bit of a more fun show. And yeah, look at you, Presley. You're just like looking at me and stuff. First of all, I want to do topics. I've been seeing a lot of taggers writing on murals. Okay, right? When it comes to the rules of graffiti, right? In the words of the famous Claw, what is it? A throw up goes over a tag. A piece goes over a throw up. A burner or a bomb goes over a fucking piece. A roller goes over a bomb. There's different like categories and different what do they call them, like terminologies and words for them. But in my opinion, a roller goes over everything, even if it's just like you're using a roller to tag, like yeah, for a tag. I feel like that kind of would go over a lot of things. Maybe not a throw up. Definitely a roller tag goes over a regular tag. But I mean, you know, this is just some tagger style shit that y'all either know or you don't know. But my whole point in bringing about this conversation is murals are to be untouched unless they're like fucking offensive, right? So where I walk, there's a mural, and it pretty much got, you know, all the murals there, they get fucking just like all these like gangs, they mark their territory on them, which is great. Like okay, mark your territory, but do it like not in the fucking middle of the mural, bro. Do that shit somewhere on the left bottom side or something. Like if you absolutely have to let people know, like if they don't fucking know already, they're in your fucking neighborhood, at least put some, like, at least respect the artists and the artwork that is in your community. But like, I always feel it's either the dumb fucks, the smokers, or the children that are out here like disrespecting the artwork, because the OGs and shit, they already know what's up. Like these fools ain't over here like doing all the grunt work. All these fools ain't tagging on the wall. They'll get the other fucking young homies to do that shit. My point is, I've been seeing too many murals be like disrespected, like real nice, like historical, very engaging artwork with the community, just fucking vandalized to the point where it's like, dude, this shit is fucking horrible. You know, when I first started walking around the area, it was like, okay, this gang tagged on the wall, and then it got marked out. And that was it. But you could still see the mural. Even though it looked fucking hella bad, you were still able to legibly see the mural. Then, I don't want to say this artist is this writer's name, but they try to go over the mural, and you could tell they did the outline, and either the cops rolled up on them or fucking, because they just did the outline. So what that tells me is a cop probably was in the area already, or somebody threatened to call the cops, and all you seen was the outline. Then like maybe a week later, they did a throwy and like a bullshit little piece right next to it, and covered like the whole like 3/4 of the wall. So only like a quarter of the top you could see it. It just looks hella bad. You know, when it's like a really nice mural and you put like a fucking bullshit throwy over it, like not even adding to it. If you're going to tag on a mural, at least offer something or add to it, you know? There's nothing really you could add to a mural. Like a mural's a mural if it's like really good, which most of them in LA are really fucking fire. But that's a new thing, I feel like, with the new era of writers out here. There's like no fucking rules, you know. I guess it's always kind of been that way with a few writers, but I feel like it's just like it's a thing to where writers are just writing over this. Like they're honestly, this is the definition of a toy. The definition of a toy, like if you like. It's always been an egotistical thing. So if you're ever called a toy, that meant that you fucking suck at writing. Now, I feel like it's going back to the original, where you're a fucking toy just based off of like your rep and your respect. And a lot of these writers, and I don't want to say a lot of them, because it actually only is a couple that I've seen that are repeatedly doing this bullshit. A few of them are fucking it up for the game, bro. Like this game has rules, regulation, you know, fucking rules and parameters in this shit, and you're not getting no respect by basically throwing up on a mural. Now, granted, this wall was dissed in a way, but when it comes to gang graffiti, it's different. When they're marking their territory, that ain't no regular writers. Those are gang members saying, fuck you, you're in our hood, we will fucking roll up on you. So that ain't really diss to me. You know, but even in the rules of a mural, in my opinion, it's all murals are off limits, no matter if they're dissed or not. Because it just makes it even corny if you be like, oh, well, they hit the wall, so I'm going to hit the wall. It's like, no, fuck you, bro. Literally, I want to go and buff the fucking shit myself. Because this shit looks fucked up. And I'm not having that shit. But then again, it's like, first of all, this is like a wall that might take me like an hour or something like that to buff out. if that. Probably more so like half an hour. But there's another wall that's down the street from that, and I'm for sure not doing that shit. That wall's big as fuck. And they fucked it all up. And I don't know what's up with these fucking lame ass Levi's over here. Just like thinking they could do whatever they want. I mean, I guess they could, but like where are the gang members that are like fucking supposed to regulate this shit? And that's what I'm saying. It's like no rules to this shit, bro. Like we're living in a fucking weird fucking time of like graffiti where like shit is just, it is what it is. And I don't know, man. I don't like none of this shit. Art should be respected for what it is. It shouldn't be like all about getting up. There's so many, bro. In LA, there's so many spots that haven't been touched. Fucking tag on the floor, bro. The floor tags last way longer than the fucking tags on the walls. Trust me, bro. I see 21. You know what I mean? Like when they etched in the cement, you be seeing shits from like the 80s, bro, or even earlier than that on the fucking floor. I don't give a fuck if you got to get a jackhammer, fucking like hit the fucking floor and scribe your name. When you're over here doing stupid shit like disrespecting murals and real artists, because that's what you're saying. You're like, oh, okay, like this is cool, but my shit's better. It's like, no, your shit is weak as fuck, and that shit's ass compared to the real art that's going down over here. It just pisses me off, and I just. I've talked about, graffiti and shit like that, and I feel like I've kind of evolved into the man I am, and I've kind of like left graffiti behind in my past. I'm not trying to shit on it in no means, no shit like that, but for all the youngsters out there, y'all gotta do your history, and you gotta do the knowledge on what the fuck it is the game you're participating in, because this shit ain't no like Wild Wild West shit. This shit from the jump had rules to it. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna explain all the rules out there for those who have already spoken on it. I'll speak on the shit that's already been spoken on, but I don't know, man. I just thought that shit was lame as fuck. And don't hit up no murals, y'all. Like straight like that. Let me see. Retina was on Vlad TV. I don't know, man. I just think like he had a very interesting story. I didn't watch the whole thing. I think I watched like maybe 3/4 of all the clips Vlad put out. But Retina is for sure like one of my fucking favorite writers. He's definitely like in my top fucking 5 or 3. I don't know how I broke this down like a couple episodes ago, but for sure my 5 is shits like writers like Retina, Revoke, Saber. Those are probably my 3. They'll always be my 3, like of all time. Saber, Retina, Revoke, and then somewhere around there it's like GK, Rhyme, Ewok, Alloy, like fools I've actually seen their art, not just like, I've only seen them online or stuff. Then again, I feel like I've seen a Revoke somewhere. Then again, I don't think so, because the MSK buildings over there, I don't think I've seen a Revoke. Maybe a tag, but not a piece. The only I've seen what's funny is, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast, but I didn't meet Retina, but I saw him painting across the street from the 7th Letter store, and I can't remember what wall. If I go over there on Fairfax, I could probably point out where I saw him hit the wall, but it had to have been like somewhere around Cantor's. Like he for sure didn't hit the Cantor's building, but I think it was the whatever street is like south of it. I think it was whatever wall. It's a big old wall on the side of a building, but from what I remember, I think he did like it's like a little kid like picking up something off of the ground or touching the floor, and then all behind the kid is his like famous fucking like hieroglyphic style fucking letters and shit. And I saw him fucking painting with the gold and shit, and I didn't know that was him. I didn't know that was Retina. I fucking had a shirt that he had did. The Seventh Letter Store, man, I spent not me, but I was younger, so my pops, you know, he took me there like a few times to fucking buy me clothes and shit. And I just know my pops got me like some socks, hat, over the course of whatever. It's not like he dropped a bag. Like it was like over the course of going to the store, he's for sure gotten me like some shirts, hats, only a few like shirts, hats, a jacket, socks. I think that's it. Only a couple things. I feel like he only bought me like two shits over there at the Seventh Letter, which was in and of itself, that was like a very, very strong era. Like I'll say like maybe like 13 or some shit like that. Like 2013, 2014, it was like you had Seventh Letter, Pink Dolphin, the KO store at this time, Supreme, the Hundreds. I don't know if Diamond was ever there or around this time. I don't know if Primitive was ever there around this time. But it was pretty poppin'. And I remember just like my pops took me a couple times over there to Fairfax. And I know one time we ate at Cancer's together. And I want to go back there at some point. But yeah, just what was my point? Seventh Letter was like a very like a cultural like a phenomenon. You know what I mean? Graffiti back in like 10 years ago, I felt like was really strong, and now it's kind of like in some weird shit. Maybe I'm just not tapped in like that. There's still good. Don't get me wrong. There's some real good shit out there, but I feel like there's no real culture that brings people together like the Seventh Letter Store did. Because you would see writers in there. You would have the black books in there. Fools would fucking hit up, and it was damn near like halfway's art gallery and a clothing store, because you would see along the wall the art, and then in the back of the fucking store you could walk like along the wall, and in the back they had more art hung up. So I just think like I don't have a problem with like writers and shit like being toys or whatever. I just want writers to get better and progress off of the street, because it's kind of like you're not going to be able to paint forever. You know what I mean? So the legacy you live behind, even if you're one of the greatest writers to like not be in no gallery or no shit like that. Like I can't even think of like good, really great artists that transitioned from being graffiti writers to just straight artists. All of them kind of like evolved and found a way out of the street, which I want all artists to do. It's not hard. Like some of the most fucking talented writers. Presley, get right here. Get right here, boy. Presley. I'm sorry, boy. I don't know if you was asleep, but get right here. Get right here. Right here. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. Get right there. Good boy. Yeah, but I don't know of any artists that, cause I gotta wake my fucking computer up and then fucking lock. My bad, boy. Yeah, just I want artists to progress. I don't want, artists to be stagnant. I just want people to get better at their craft. And the streets ain't really gonna offer you too much, bro. Your name's gonna be your name in the street, and if you don't evolve it from there, it's kind of like not gonna go anywhere, So just I'm trying to think though, like there's so many talented artists, bro, and they're already like, a lot of them have like either their own clothing, and this is the thing that I do like. This is what I do like about graffiti writers now, is they're turning their art into a business without having to have no art dealers or exhibitions or necessarily like be in exhibitions. Like a lot of them have are graphic designers. They have their own make their own shirts. You know, they have their own business, whatever it is, like with their art. But you know, the illegality of it is they're selling their work on fucking, you know, Instagram or whatever. They're getting their business off like that, and at night they're fucking they're buying paint and they're fucking and they're hitting the city, which is another thing too. I don't think fucking writers are racking like that anymore. A lot of writers are actually paying taxes, having a business, and fucking going out and painting at night, which I think is super fucking dope. When I was coming up, fools were still racking. Fools were still there was really no business to it. You know, instant, you know, getting the fucking clothes and all that shit. If you were tapped in, you were tapped in. That's what anything. But like for the masses and all that shit, it wasn't like readily accessible for you to have your own fucking like print shop or get your stickers made or no shit like that. It was a really like a fucking, you know what I mean? Like behind closed doors, who's who of this shit, like were able to do that. And especially like, you know, like I said, going back to the Seventh Letter, that brand was really like what held down those guys, like fucking, you know, who I just named, Retina, Revoke, Saber. Like they would rhyme, they would fucking, you know, do their little graphic design, put them on the shirts, and I'm pretty sure they'd get cuts of the fucking profits, or I don't know, maybe they just get paid up front. But yeah, just going back to Vlad and Retina. I thought it was really interesting, really relatable. Retina's dad, I think, was a RTD bus driver, and I just thought it was really cool. You know, he kind of seemed like, I don't know if he was drunk or if he was like high or something like that, but I don't know, something about that shit was a little off. Kind of remind me of like DMX's interviews. No disrespect to the legend, but you know, I feel like Retina is either loved or hated in the graffiti community. I don't know the whole thing. There's like some fucking legal things floating around about him and his name. I don't know about any of that shit. I really don't care either way, but it's just more so like, you know, like I said, going back to like toys and your rep is everything in the game. Like, you know, they think there's a lot of shit out there that they say that Cope snitched, you know, on Ether in Utah, but there's like no paperwork to back it up. But a lot of people said that they invited him to paint. He didn't go, or he backed out last minute, and then the cops came. But then it's like, what cops are really going to be worried about like some graffiti writers? You know what I mean? Even if you're all city and they're looking for you, it's kind of like, that's like the last, like non-emergency calls are always going to be on the last thing, you know? So I don't know. And that's the thing about graffiti, is like all this shit is word of mouth, and it's like mythical stories or legends, you know what I mean, that are out there. It's not necessarily, a lot of what happens in the street is kind of like hearsay or gossip, and not necessarily rooted in true information. And then we can even go to Piccle P versus Woody, the most paw-sounding beef in history. But Piccle P, if you didn't know, he kind of draws these like little characters with hearts. They look real. I personally don't like these shits, but me personally, I like Woody's fucking, it's real simple. Reminds me of like Chaka, where it's just some simple lettering, not no crazy. He don't really got no hand styles, but his signature is the fucking fire extinguisher, which I think is fucking fire. I've always wanted a fire extinguisher, and I hit a big wall and just cover the whole fucking wall with one tag. I don't know how much paint. I would assume that's a lot of paint you're throwing on the fucking wall, but you could tell he has like a smaller fire extinguisher, like maybe like a Crink extinguisher. But I don't know where this beef came from. Segun on Instagram, I seen an Instagram got all the answers. But from what I know, Woody is not on social media. From what I know, if he is on social media, he's not like under his own name. So Pickle P, there's a post covering like the whole beef of basically, from what it looks like, is Pickle P's just getting up and Woody's like dissing him. And so P went on the fucking Instagram and commented like it's like some personal beef. He's not gonna air their business out online, but it's some personal shit. And P is like, fucking, I showed him all his spots, like all the spots that he gets up on, he showed him. So it really does seem like they're homies and fucking they just had a falling out over some shit and they're taking it to the streets. Like it's on site type of shit. I could be wrong. I don't know. I really don't know either of these writers, but what I do know is I've never seen Pickle P's art myself in person, but I've seen Woody's shit. Woody's up like a motherfucker. Woody's all city, bro. Like, you could say what you want. He's a toy, you know, Fantastic Four crew or a bunch of lames or whatever the fuck. I don't know. What I do know is homie gets up. And not only does he get up, he gets buffed, dished, and he's still getting up over them same shits. You know, I respect artists that don't fucking, don't bitch out when shit gets like real. You know what I mean? And I don't even know why he would be even getting dissed. Like, just because you don't like somebody's like style, you're gonna diss them. You know, that's a whole lot of shit. Like, fools get dissed for no reason, or like I see a lot of the girls get dissed for what? Because she fucking curved you or she wouldn't give you no fucking pussy. Like, that's crazy, bruh. Like, I see that shit all the time. Like, there's this writer, her name is Snow, and she got dissed by like EBK, and then SBK dissed EBK, and then I always see those two like crews get fucking like they slash each other, and it's like that's like the most weirdest thing about like graffiti to me is like now it's not even about the fucking art anymore. Now you're just marking your territory, which isn't a bad thing. If you want to rep your crew and you want to roll on the enemy guys and all that shit, like I'm super down with like any writer that wants to represent for their crew. But when it's like over like some bullshit, I don't know what it is. I really like Snow's shit. She has like a really dope like little character and a little like her throwy and all that. It's real simple. Like if you can't have no wild style, if you don't have like your own little steez or stilo or hands or anything like that, just keep it simple. You know, I salute artists that actually just stick to, you know, the basics, then try to like do like some other shit and it fucking looks dumb, because it actually does end up looking really silly when you try to write at a level you're not at. Like, practice in the book, bro. Practice in the book, get really good, and then hit the wall. But these fools want to do the shit backwards, and I get it. We all did that. We all hit the wall first, and then someone introduced us to a black book. Or if you were fortunate enough, you had somebody that actually showed you the ropes, like a fucking Rigor. He taught me, he brought me in the game, and he showed me the rules and fucking what to and what not to do, and black books and all that shit. I was never a really good writer, but I was always a artist, you know what I mean, no matter what I did. So yeah, you know. Is that it for graffiti? So I could put this shit to bed. So I'm on Team Woody. Pause. I just think he's actually about this shit, and their beef seems like it's very personal. So whatever. Hopefully they squash it. I don't know. Who knows what's gonna happen? hopefully it turns into just like Robo versus like Banksy. You know what I mean? It actually does for the culture instead of takes away from the artist. You know what I mean? People are getting bent out of shape about Spotify buying WhoSampled. You know, who cares? Who gives a fuck? I'm gonna make my music either way. People want to talk all this shit about sample snitching and all that shit. Let me tell you something, guys. The way they're gonna be using AI to take to analyze all your music is gonna fuck us over than Spotify buying WhoSampled. The bottom line is, with the technology becoming more and more advanced every day, they're gonna know that you fucking pitch shifted or time stretched or just, stem separated samples. They're gonna know exactly what you sampled at some point. So there's no use in getting mad at anything that has to do with fucking sample snitching because it's already out there. They're already finding out that you sampled the drums from here. That's obvious if you just sampled them straight up and didn't fuck with them. But even then, they're going to get that information. They're going to know, oh, you took the harps from this fucking sample and got the piano from here and the da-da-das. You know what I mean? There's no point in getting mad at Spotify. Fuck Spotify anyway. They don't even pay their artists what they should be paying. You know what I mean? There's no point. There's just no point in getting mad at Spotify. Who gives a fuck? WhoSampled? Who cares? You know what I mean? WhoSampled isn't the issue. It's the fucking technology that these corporations are putting money into so they could fucking flag you. But at the same time, it's like, that's just what it is, bro. You're going to get caught at some point. You know, what's is it Jump Around? Right? House of Pain, Jump Around. They didn't find that sample forever. You know, it took them years and years. And fucking Muggs had to fork over, I think like either $500,000 or somewhere around $500,000. I don't think he put $1 million up front for that, but he paid it off. And good thing, like we should, instead of like getting mad about this shit, let's look at like educate ourselves in like the legalities of like what it is to like sample and change the rules on sampling. Because I feel like there should be some better rules in place. Like if they're going to go out of their way to fucking leverage, I guess it is copyright infringement. And it is a copyright infringement. If they're going to leverage that, well, I guess we should have some parameters over that. But I do understand like Sade, if they fucking, if they know that you sampled their shit and you've already put the song out, well, I guess it is like open season on you because you've already violated their copywritten music like to the max. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I really do. And there are some shits out there. Like, I don't know if it's Track Train or whatever it is, but they do have like those where you could pay for a subscription and then sample what they already have, so that way you and the artist you sample from both get the money. But from what I've heard, it's not lucrative. Who knows? Everyone has to start somewhere. Let's just leave it at that. Everyone's gonna fucking sample, and we should probably educate ourselves on the laws about sampling. Fallout Season 2, is it out already? I don't know. Fallout Season 2 is coming out. I love Fallout. I can't wait to watch Fallout again. I do want to play Fallout a little bit more, but I don't know. I just don't really have time or the desire to play video games anymore. It's kind of like fucking, I don't know. It's just one of those things where I don't really care for video games anymore. So, I don't know. I think I'd rather just watch YouTube videos, chill with my dog, my dad. I'm real analytical watching wrestling or some shit about shoes, whatever it is. Video games aren't really entertaining to me anymore, but Fallout Season 2 I definitely will watch. I don't even watch TV like shows like that, It's just like YouTube. I didn't even bother getting ESPN. Like, I cut my Peacock subscription. I I cut my ESPN subscription because it's just like I'll just watch the highlights. You know, I don't need to watch the whole fucking match. And especially if I'm gonna pay like $10 a month just to watch like one pay-per-view, it just, to me, it doesn't even make sense, you know. Ice Spice dressing like a complete hoe for the SpongeBob movie premiere. This is what we call in a plant, bro. The industry plants is for real out here. She looks sexy as fuck in that fucking whatever, in her little underwear and her dress. But here's the thing, bro. If that was ever my mom, sister, relative, cousin, I would be fucking mortified, bruh. I don't know what it is. We're living, like I said, man, we're living in weird fucking times where Nickelodeon is just letting, and to be honest, knowing Nickelodeon's dark and shady past, this isn't a surprise, but just the fact that Ice Spice could come out with a dumbass song and look like a complete fucking like level 5, you know, top tier stripper, it's just crazy as fuck to me, bruh. Wild as fuck. You know what I mean? But shout out to Ice Spice. She's a very beautiful woman, and I don't want to objectify her or sexualize her in any type of way, but you know, that's what she's putting out, and fucking she looks like a whore, so whatever. Like, you know what I mean? It's not bad as a man. It's like, obviously I like looking at women like that. Do I, in the back of my mind, am I thinking this could be like a fucking a relationship or anything serious? No, but it's just like, it's entertainment. To me, it's entertainment, and I feel like that's what, if that's what gives her traction or money or good looks in her fucking profile or whatever, good for her. Like, why should we judge her for what she's doing? Obviously, she got the okay to make the song. They know her first single was her shaking her ass in her fucking hood with a wig on. If that's a wig or not, I don't know. I think it is a wig. But either way, it's kind of like Nickelodeon. There's no way Nickelodeon's like, oh my God, we didn't know that she would dress like this. No, I'm pretty sure Nickelodeon was like, yeah, let's fucking have Ice Spice on. You know, she needs a boost in her career. We need a boost on our shit. We need to fucking make more fucking guys straight. I don't know. That was kind of weird that I said that. I just kind of wanted to see a joke, but you know what I mean? Like, whatever it is, Nickelodeon was fully fucking aware of the whole situation with Ice Spice, so it shouldn't come as no fucking surprise to nobody. You know what I mean? The Glock Gen 6 came out. I haven't really looked at them. I just kind of, I just saw that they debuted this month. Glock Gen 6. Glock Green 6, Glock Gen 6. Let me see. Let's get a look. If this is a Gen 6, this literally looks like a Gen 5. That's crazy. Yeah. The only thing is the handle, like the dovetail, looks like it sticks out more. Oh, okay. I kind of see how they made improvements. The frame looks like it's stippled already. Like more than what other gens. Actually, this looks pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie. The frame looks already stippled. It has like maybe like a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Glock 18 look to it. I'm looking at this Gen 6 Glock 17. This actually looks really cool. We're never gonna get a fucking Glock Gen 6 pistol in California. Not that I can think of. Presley's really tired. You look so funny. I fuck with this. Glock has been making the same fucking gun though for fucking 40 years. So, there's not really much to speak about. It's kind of like, it's the same shit. You know what you're going to get with Glock. They're not going to make rifles. They're only going to make pistols, and it's just, it is what it is. But shout out to Glock. Glocks were banned, and I have two. God damn, son. So, yeah. So we're gonna go to the sneaker drops. Oh man, I forgot to write the review for these. Fuck, I'll do it next time then. Whatever. But I got these. I actually bought 3 shoes for December. One of them was Vomero 18 Gore-Tex because it was hella raining a lot. And what I found out was I'd rather just walk in Timberlands than be in Vomero 18 Gore-Texes because they're hella snug, way more snug than the fucking regular Vomero 18s. I don't know what's up with it. But right here, off the bat, we have the Paris Saint-Germain Jordan 5s. Really, the only reason I got these were because I don't have a black pair of Jordan 5s. I missed out on the metallic 5s, the Awake 5s, and again, I thought the pink I thought this shoe, the colorway looked different on the pictures I saw. If I ever saw these in person before I bought them, I probably wouldn't have bought them because it's like a muted pink and it's like not even that much. You know, there's more pink on the fucking inside of this fucking thing than on the rest of the shoe. I kind of like this design though. It's like the tower with the Eiffel Tower, and then you have like this aged yellow sole right here, which is cool. Black Jumpman, and then no Nike Air, but the Jumpman on the back. I kind of like it when it says Nike Air better, but this is cool. I'm gonna put it. They came with pink laces, and I think I'm gonna put the pink laces on them, and then right here on the top of the tongue as the fucking Eiffel Tower. And then there's some sort of material. It's like, I don't know if you would call this like mesh or something like that. It kind of has like this material, leather all around, and then the same kind of scratchy material. Oh no, this material is different. It's kind of like a suede. I don't know if you would call this suede nubuck, but it's definitely some sort of suede. These are cool. For black Jordan 5s, they'll do until I get some metallic 5s. Then I might, I really want to get some metallic 5s, and then that'll be like it for black 5s and shit. Then we have, I've never seen these before, bro. This fucking colorway of, what is it? Air Monarchs, so fucking fire. Like, I don't even want to like walk in these. Like, these are just hella fucking fire, bro. This colorway, it's like a dark cement gray. Woo! Fucking stupid, bro. And what's different is it's a suede nubuck, like all around and shit. I mean, come on, bro. I think I got these for, I want to say like 60, 70 bucks. Steal. I should have got 2. I was thinking about getting 2 pairs of these and shit. I was just like, nah, I'd rather just, keep these and wear these once in a while than, feel like I have to double up. I always buy Air Monarchs anyway, so I'll just buy another like black or white pair or something like that. And yeah, I'm gonna leave these out because these are so fucking fire. I'm gonna leave these out. Fuck yeah. Just sexy ass pair of Air Monarchs. You know what I mean? Let me see. Let me try to fucking get it at a good angle. Good angle for y'all. There you go. Yeah. So, actually, you know what? I'm getting like fucking, oh my Lord. Oh God. Oh jeez. Here he goes. Fucking Big Serves. Yeah, man. Where do I want to leave y'all today? Message of the day, man, is we all gotta do things that we don't want to do in life. You know what I mean? Today I was like, fuck, I don't want to. Today was the only day in the company's history where I was like, man, I don't want to why do I have to go to work today? And not that I didn't want to work, but I was just thinking like, man, like I should fucking, I don't want to get up. You know what I mean? Like fucking whatever. But at the same time, it's like, you got to do what you got to do. You got to handle business. You can't run away from reality. You always got to run towards reality. Don't run away from reality because life is going to be waiting for you no matter where the fuck you run, bruh. As soon as you open the door to hide, You gonna come out and life is right there staring at you in the face, like, and looking at you like you some sort of punk ass bitch. So my whole thing is like, you can't hide. You know, you gotta get up and do what you gotta do. Don't hide. Don't be a bitch. Go out there and you live life and you take care of business. This is the God's Hour.
Brass Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now.
While the angels fly over my headstone.